Yeah, we good. We good. Good evening and welcome to Friday with the Fellas. Our leader is not here. She's having some well-deserved R&R time to herself. So she will be probably here next Friday, I would assume. But yeah, so Sonia is out and doing her R&R. But in the meantime, we're holding it down. Me, BA, and James Martin. How you doing there, sir? How's your
Sir, I'm
Friday?
doing wonderful. It is great because my vacation starts today and I will not be back at work until next year on the 5th.
There
Man,
you go, buddy. Me too.
yes,
Ah,
sir.
plant shut down. It's awesome. Anyway,
Yes.
um, did you the Seattle Rams game that was yesterday was a very good Thursday night game. Kind of didn't look like that until the fourth quarter because the Rams were pretty much taking care of business in that game. Stafford had like 457 yards passing that. That dude was slinging the rock. He was throwing it everywhere. And it got to realize too, Puka Nacua had half of them yards. He had 200 and something. And Puka, come on, man. Just stop with the referees. We all know the whole deal with the referees. You ain't got to sit out there and keep saying stuff about the refs. All right, bro. We
Yeah,
got
he
it.
got himself
We
suspended for a first
understand.
series, which that's not much to be. I mean, obviously they had to
Still,
save face and do
he
something,
got
but yeah,
fined too.
and he also got fined. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and they were without the yards you said that Matthew Stafford was putting up. That was without Devontae Adams as well. So
Mm-hmm.
they were just balling out of control, and they were up as much as 16 points, two
Mm-hmm.
possessions. Uh, they would need Seattle would need to score two possessions to get back into the game. But man, this game just totally flipped. Like you said, man, it was up to about the fourth quarter. The Rams were in charge.
Yeah, they in fact I had a friend text me after they scored a touchdown, the Rams scored a touchdown to make it, I think it was 30-14 at the time. Yeah,
14,
30
right?
to
Yeah.
14. And he was like, "Oh yeah, this is over." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, watch what happens here. See, because people like to say stuff real early, and this is the NFL, and teams ain't these are professional football teams. If they're good teams, they're gonna catch you. So Seattle did exactly what they thought they were going to do. They turned on a finesse. They scored 16 points in that fourth quarter, and then got into what's going on, Robbie? Thank you, sir. And we got into the overtime, and the Rams proceeded to score on their possession. What did you think about that call of the fumble in the end zone?
So I got a chance to watch it again, and just like the commentator Al Michaels, and he said that was strange. That was really strange. And yes, it is a strange call because you don't necessarily think that when someone's throwing the ball backwards that it's going to get popped and their own team's going to fall on it in possession and get the 2 point conversion. It was just a series of events, but those are the rules, and you got to abide by the rules. It's just strange to see something like that. I think it was a bit of luck because clearly when you hit the ball and it hits the ground, it's over. The play's dead. But it was thrown backwards. So to whoever caught that, whether it be
It was
refs, coaches,
Charbonnet.
whoever, it was
Charbonnet was back there. He was the one that got he and he picked it up like it was nonchalant. It was like, oh yeah. and then gave it to the ref. I was like, what happens if one of the damn Rams would have picked it up and ran it all the way back? They would have got 2 points for it. They would have won anyway because, but I was like, wow.
That might have changed the game. That might have changed the perspective of the game. And also, let's also mention. Let me see. Just got out of the hospital,
Robbie.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Sorry, man. Get better.
You gotta stop. I hate to say it, brother. You're an accident-prone person, man. You need to watch yourself, dude. You need bumpers around you. That's what you need, bumpers.
Protect those toes,
man,
brother.
Get better, though. Right, get better.
And keep 10 toes down. Why do I think there's a joke in there somewhere with your title of your show, your podcast?
What's that?
3 toes.
3 boat. I don't know if he meant to do that or not.
1 ass cheek and 3 toes.
Funny if he meant that, but
yeah. Well, before the Rams gave up the possession of the game, I thought the game was over. I'll be honest with you, because Sam Darnold, they got into the red zone and he threw in just a bad interception, and they looked like the game. Yeah, man. Sorry, you're in pain.
Yeah. That's what I said. I said you're sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you.
I thought the Rams were going to seal the game when they caught the interception, and they had to punt the ball off. And here comes what a trade from the Saints to Seattle for Rashid, the need for speed Shaheed. He got another punt return, and he went off in this game and towards the fourth quarter. I mean, you saw he had that jet sweep, and he got all the way down the field. So, I mean, man, what a benefit for them that's been, because your offense is not always going to be working and clicking all the time. And sometimes you need a break, and special teams helped them out in this game, because clearly it wasn't the offense that got all their touchdowns or their field goals. A punt return really helped them turn the tide and put them back into position to try to get back into the game. And like you said, they took over the fourth quarter and overtime. And man, to be lucky to go for it for 2 at the end and try to win the game, and all the marbles, because doesn't this put them in sole position of the top place of the division?
Yeah, they clinched. Well, they got the clinch to the playoffs. They are actually number 1 right now as far as NFC standings are. Let's see. Yep. Seattle's in the number 1 seed right now. And that moved LA to the 5th seed. And right now they'd be taking on Tampa Bay. Like that's going to be anything. But
and a bye.
And they still got to play. And they still got to play San Francisco, I believe. Let's see what San Francisco is. They still got Seattle's got to play San Francisco. So
if let's look at a scenario here. What's going on? So if they lose to San Francisco, does that still keep them at the top because they have a tiebreaker with the Rams?
Well, I think San Francisco, I think they have a very good division record because they did beat the Rams and they did beat Seattle once. So I think they got a tie with them. If they beat Seattle
they would legitimately be at the top. Yeah, because they only lost 4 games.
The way things go, San Francisco can be in first place if everything falls in their favor. They could be in first place at the end of the season, the number 1 seed.
Wow,
and win the division. That's how tough that division is. I mean, it's kind of like the NFC North to a lesser degree for the NFC North, but for the NFC West, it's any one of those 3 teams can be number 1 by the end of the season and the number 1 seed, depending on how they play out. Because, like I said, Seattle's got to play San Francisco. So, and if San Francisco beats Seattle, which they've already beat Seattle, I believe, then that's 2 games that they've gotten over the division leader. Well, yeah, let me see what they got here, just to make sure I'm not shooting myself in the toe. All right.
No. We got some.
All right. They had lost to they lost to the 49ers, so it'd be 1 apiece. I think San Francisco's beaten every team in that division once. At least, well, they beat the Rams and they beat the Cardinals already. I think they beat the Cardinals.
So they beat all 3 once.
They beat Cardinals, so they're 1-1, and then they beat the Cardinals again, so they're 2-1. They're 2-2 because they lost to the Rams the first time. And let's see. And they beat the Rams the second time. So right now they're 3-2, pending the 49 pending the game against the 49ers. So they're 3-2 in the division. If they beat the 49ers, they win the division.
The Seahawks.
Niners are what are the Niners? Niners are yep, they are the 6th seed. All that stuff could change. I mean, there's so many. The Lions, if they win all 3 of their games, and say Green Bay totally loses all their games, or Chicago loses, that's the only way Detroit's getting in it. Either one of those teams lose all the way out, because Detroit has the win over Chicago right now, so that would get them on top. And Detroit's just got to hope one of those 2 teams loses all 3 of their games. Green Bay might be a stretch, because if they win 2 more games, but Green Bay still got to lose out. They really still got to lose out. They got to lose all 3 of their games. They can't even lose.
Speaking of Green Bay, there's going to be a great game, and the Bears. They're playing Saturday tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. We're going to be voting for whoever loses that game to lose the rest of the games of the season as Lions fans. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, that game was wild last night. And you know what? And like the Rams, the 2 games that they played were really close. I kind of felt that in this game, the Rams should have won, where in the last game, those 2 played, I thought Seattle should have won that game. But, even though, and man, Darnold has problems against the Rams. He's thrown 6 interceptions against them in the last 2 games he's played. 9 overall, because when he played for Minnesota, he threw 3 picks in that playoff game. I don't know, there's something going on with him, and that's his like kryptonite. I don't know, I want to say that, but it's kind of like his kryptonite. The Rams are. I tell you who I did enjoy him finally breaking out was Kenneth Walker III. That dude was balling. He had a nice little long 58-yard run.
Reception,
Yeah, and then he took a reception, and I was like, oh, so now you want to decide to come out and play. Well, I guess it's a good time to do that. But he's been kind of the whole rest of the season. So if Seattle can get an offense going to go with that defense, they're going to be hard to stop.
And I was going to give Sam Darnold some credit. He threw that terrible interception in the third quarter, but he was able to bounce back. Not only that, I mean, he finished a game against a high-quality opponent. And so you got to give him some credit there, considering that they went forward for a 2-point conversion for the win in the overtime game, and he took care of business. So I know Sam Darnold was terrible at the end of last season for Minnesota, and he really choked. But right here, I mean, he had a short memory. He threw that bad interception. But they came back and win, and they came back again. They took like you said, not only the division right now, and they took number 1 spot in the NFC. So really, they just need to win out. If they win out, they get their first round bye, and they got a divisional round playoff probably against the worst seed. I mean, no, probably, but against the worst seed in the NFC, and everything's it's in their favor.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. This is why I don't believe in quarterbacks and the whole mantra about them having a win and loss record. Matthew Stafford did everything he possibly could to win that game. He threw for 457, 3 touchdowns. The dude was outstanding, but his team didn't win when it counted, and that wasn't because of him. It was because of that defense. The defense fell apart, and then special teams. Come on, you got to have good special teams. You don't have good special teams, you don't got the three A's in that. So that was another bad thing. And so that game wasn't his fault, even though he put up really good numbers. And Sam Darnold, I mean, he was all right. He was 22 for 34 for 270 and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He was all right. But he wasn't the catalyst to winning that game either. It was more like Kenneth Walker. Everybody else stepped up. Special teams stepped up. And that's what it takes sometimes. That's what teams do. That's teams earn the win, not individuals. Individuals help you win the game, but they are not the sole purpose of you winning the game. So,
Right.
and that's why I just have, beef with that whole when analysts do that, you're shifting that to the wrong, Yeah, the Texans are another team that I think I have them right now mentally in the Super Bowl. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl because they got too good of defense.
They have a very good defense, but I have to question their offense just a little bit. They got to show me some things. Well, particularly at the quarterback position. I like Stroud's bouncing back right now, but and he and Nico are getting that chemistry back, and they look like they're doing some things. But again, they got to be consistent. I got to see them like run through because there's going to be some tough teams that they're playing up against. They're not the only ones with a really good defense. Denver has a really good defense. The Chargers have a really good defense. It's going to be some teams that they got to go up against, and so I mean, obviously not the same. You're not going to see unfortunately, you're not going to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl anymore or in the playoffs. They've been eliminated. Potentially, the Ravens are going to be there. They may not. We'll see what goes on. The Steelers. I'm not sold on the Steelers. I think they'll be one and done once they get into the playoffs. They're probably, or they may win one game, but once they get to the divisional, they'll probably get ousted. But yeah, I like Houston. I like Houston a lot. I don't think not the Chargers, but the Colts. They may not make it. They're probably going to lose out. They may not make it, and that's disappointing because they look like at the beginning they look like they were on their way to being like elite. And I think a few injuries here. I think this is where when you don't have depth, when you start losing depth, this is when your weaknesses begin to manifest themselves, and you start seeing, okay, I can exploit these weaknesses. When you have a really good defense that can say they're going to feast on what you have at quarterback, you don't have a guy that can run anymore like Daniel Jones was able to do, and then of course that limits what Jonathan Taylor was able to do. So that just cuts your offense like down to size. Those guys that if you can't get those guys the ball, like Alec, I forgot the kid's name, Alex Gonzalez. I forgot the other guy's name, but Michael Pittman Jr. I'm thinking about the wide receivers there. Joshua Downs, yeah, all those guys, man. They're not gonna get the ball because
what it is, the problem with the Colts right now is that people know how to beat them. You stop JT, you're going to stop that team because they don't have enough good quarterback, consistent quarterback play to have that quarterback win. Now, that's what they were doing to that Daniel Jones. And I don't know if Phillip Rivers has still got it. I mean, he played okay when they played Seattle. I think that was more of Indianapolis defense getting after Seattle than it was the offense going, their offense doing anything to Seattle's defense. But Rivers has got to show me something in this next game if they want to be serious contenders to get in the playoffs, because if they stop they're going to stop JT. That's just the formula right now. All teams are using. You stop Jonathan Taylor and make them pass, it's a whole different team.
So Rivers better keep a good supply of oxygen tanks on the field, and just make sure he can breathe as he goes down to the next goes down the field.
Yeah, TJ Watt with his liver thing. Hey, Robbie, was that like a trainer that messed that whole situation? I'm not a trainer, but a team physician that messed him up like that, or what was that whole case about? Because I know his lung was punctured. Was it like the whole thing with the quarterback that used to play for Tyrod Taylor? I think it was like Tyrod Taylor's thing. Remember, he went to Chargers when he played with the Chargers. He was getting ready to play, and the physician punctured his lung or something like that, trying to give him some kind of shot. I don't know what that was all about, but I know that he couldn't play. He messed him up for playing, so that screwed him up. And that's when Herbert came in there and started lighting stuff up. So he just got the rug pulled from underneath you, and unfairly. But I think that was the same case. I'm not sure. Right. Anyway.
Unfairly.
Yeah. Anyway, let's shift our pro focus to college because tonight starts the college playoffs. We have Alabama playing Oklahoma, and the last time I checked the score of that game, Oklahoma's winning 17-7 over Alabama. 4:22 left in the second quarter. That's tonight. Saturday we have Miami versus Texas, Tulane versus Ole Miss, and James Madison at Oregon. This is. I didn't think Alabama was gonna be 17-7. They got into the red zone. It's on Oklahoma 16. They must have did something. We'll see what happens with this. I didn't expect Oklahoma to jump out like this though, this early in the game and this early in the half.
It's still close. It's still close. Look, they're favored by a point and a half. Oklahoma is, and I'm not sold on Mateer. He can have some good games. He's had some pretty spirited games in the beginning of the season, and he got hurt, and then he tried to come back, and they lost royally. But it looked like they bounced back a little bit. They have a really good defense, I would say, in Oklahoma. But I like Kalen DeBoer, and I think I wasn't sold on him. Having to fill the shoes and being in the shadow of Nick Saban, the great Nick Saban. I think Alabama has an opportunity to win this game, and I picked them to win this game. So the game, like you said, is not over. They're in the red zone. I think it's going to be close. I think if the team if I don't know if any interceptions or fumbles have occurred just yet, because obviously we're not watching the game right now, but I think the team that does fumble the ball or throw an interception or two is going to lose this game because they're
turnovers.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of evenly matched.
Turnovers right now.
I think Alabama. You're right. I think Alabama may win this game. I mean, again, I picked them. It's early, like you said. They're in the red zone right now, and it's only 17-7. They're down by 10. They should be able to bounce back.
Miami's going to Texas tomorrow, and Texas A&M. Texas A&M is favored by 3.5. What do you think about that matchup?
So Miami is going into that game with the best offensive line in football. They've only given up 11 total sacks. They have the number 8, I think, best offensive line, and they're going up against the best pass rush in the NCAA. They've tied Oklahoma, as a matter of fact, for 41 sacks. So, and they got the SEC Defensive Player of the Year in was it not Carson Beck? What's the kid's name? Ruben Baines. No, not Ruben Baines. Well, Ruben Baines, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, but who's the other kid? I'm sorry. I forgot the kid's name, but for Texas A&M, I forgot his name, but he's the SEC. He's first team All-American, and he's a Defensive Player of the Year. And Marcel Reed is going to be the difference right there. Carson Beck, I'm just not sold on him. He's won 34 games, lost 5 games combined between Georgia and Miami, but the games that matter are the biggest games, on the center stage, and he's lost a lot of those games. He's blown those games royally in those 5 games that he's played. And Marcel Reed, they had a bad game against Texas, but Marcel's thrown for 3,000. He's near 3,000 yards and near 500 yards rushing, and he's lit it up. And then they got Casey Concepcion is his wide receiver. So I like Texas A&M in this game. I think Miami's going to try to keep it close, but Texas A&M, they're playing at home, and I think they're going to do just enough to win that game. They may blow out Miami. I'm not sure, but I think Texas A&M is going to win this game.
Yeah, I got a pretty good feeling about that too. I think Texas is going to win that. Texas A&M is going to win that game too. Next game after that one is Tulane versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 17.5.
Crazy.
I think they're I wouldn't take Tulane too lightly though. 17,
Well, now,
even if it is a 17 and a half, I think they could.
before you say that, they did play him in week 4, and Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin as the head coach then won 45-10. So they beat the stew out of Tulane, literally, and figuratively. But there's no Lane Kiffin there right now. Although Lane Kiffin allowed Charlie Weiss Jr. to go back and be an offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator is now the head coach. That still might change some trajectory there. That still might change things, in the mindset, because you don't know how it affects the kids there. They might be motivated. Charlie Weiss is the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator. He called the plays for Lane, and so he's going to go back there and call the plays there. It sounds good. They're going to have like 4 coaches that are now at LSU that have gone back to help coach those players. Trinidad Chambliss, a 3,000-yard thrower, 500-yard rusher. He's still their beast. And when he played against Tulane, he threw for 307 and he rushed for 112. So if Tulane don't have an answer for him, if they don't have an answer for Lacey, the running back, it's all over. They're going to blow him out again. And look, this is a group of 5 going up against a Power 4 team. Sometimes these group of 5s get lucky. They can win a game. They plan out. And as a matter of fact, Tulane was one of those teams a couple of years ago against Caleb Williams with Taji Spears. Ran all over USC. And they won, I think it was a Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, or the Rose Bowl. I think they won the Rose Bowl. And they beat the crap out of them. Now, mind you, both teams were in the 40s, but they did beat them. So Tulane has an opportunity to win here as a group of 5, but Ole Miss, just like I said, I don't think they might win as bad as they don't. I don't think they're going to win as tough as they did like in week 4, but I think they're going to win. I don't think Tulane has an opportunity here.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had beat them that bad. They pasted them that bad earlier in the season. JMU, James Madison University, is going to Oregon to play the Oregon Ducks, and the Ducks are 20.5 favorites. Now that one I can see.
And I'm going to go the opposite, brother. I think this might be my upset special here. James Madison, of all the group of 5s, has been the toughest team out there. And they could play with the best of them. They beat, not saying as much, North Carolina, but they beat the crap out of North Carolina, including their quarterback, Alonzo Barnett, ran for 4 touchdowns on UNC and threw for 2 touchdowns, all in the second half of the game to beat the crap out of North Carolina. But I think a lot of teams beat the crap out of North Carolina. But again, this is James Madison. We're talking about a group of 5 team that probably, by all intents and purposes, just like Tulane, I don't think they belong in the playoffs. This is just my own personal opinion. I think there should be a separate playoffs, group of 5 against group of 5, and Power 4 against Power 4, because this takes the spot of a team like Notre Dame or some other team that could be in the playoffs and playing, that's a really tough Power 4 team that probably could be up in there making some noise. I think Notre Dame would have made some noise had they been in the playoffs, but they can't. And again, mind you, I got to blame Notre Dame some here. You got to be in a championship game. You got to be in a conference and play a championship like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And you got to win games against, like you did against Miami. In the beginning, when you lost to Miami, that's what ended up being your undoing. And at the end, when they had the voters had to vote, the tiebreaker was your loss against Miami. And so, but with that said, go ahead.
I was going to say, and don't be petty and take your ball and go home with it either. Go in a bowl game and beat the crap out of whoever you play in a bowl game and said, this is the reason why you should have put us in there. That's what they should do. But it is what it is.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. But Alonzo Barnett threw for 2,500 yards, 21 TDs. He rushed for 544 yards and 14 TDs. And so I know Dante Moore is a prime quarterback. I think he might be coming back to school. I think that's what I understand. He may not be going into the draft for 26. He may be coming back, but he threw for 2,700 yards himself, 24 TDs, 6 INTs, and rushed for 191 and 1 TD. It's going to be a matchup against two dual threat quarterbacks here. But this kid, Alonzo Barnett, I think he's going to surprise some people and put himself on the big stage, center stage. And if they beat Oregon, I don't think they go any further than that because the other teams are just going to be too tough. But I just think that it's going to show that maybe that group of five maybe belong. There's only a few of them. Like I said, BYU didn't get to the big dance. Texas Tech took care of that. Make sure they put them out. But yeah, I like JMU. I like James Madison University for the upset here. I know people are gonna think I'm crazy, but that's what I got.
Well, I mean, you're not too off that because I'm looking at both of their stats for the season here, and according to this, so the big things for James Madison, they're fifth. They're fifth in rushing in the nation. In defense, they're second in total defense and they're second in rush defense. So if you can run the ball and stop the run, that kind of works pretty good with you. You know what I'm saying? Really, Oregon, they're third against the pass. They're fourth in total yards, but they're 20th in stopping a run. So they're not the greatest at stopping a run, and they really don't have any offensive gems here. They're 46th in the nation in passing yards. And you think that would be kind of more, it'd be a little higher up because it's, Dante Moore is there. But the rushing yards are 13th. Points, they're 9th. Yeah, you might have a valid point in this whole situation because, I mean, if you can run the ball and stop the run, to me, that's a winning team right there. So yeah, you might have a point there, buddy. And they're 12-1. You lost one game.
Yeah, and it was to Louisville. I hope that they prove me right though, because I like seeing sometimes a little smaller guy get in there, man, and make some noise. Like I said, of the small teams, they are probably the best. They're probably the best out there, man, of the group of fives. And so I'm going to pull for him. I'm pulling for James Madison. I want to see them make some noise, but I just don't. I think if they get past this team, that's gonna boost their confidence up. But they got to face, man, some really tough teams in the next round, and I think that may be where it ends.
Yeah, none of the teams that they got to face in the next round are slouches. I mean, you got Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and then Texas Tech. Yeah, Texas Tech's got a hellacious defense.
They should. Yeah, all the money they spent.
All right. But it's going to be interesting. Right now, it's 17-16 with 1:15 left in the second. Oklahoma's got a 1-point lead over Alabama. Alabama it's 17-17. They kicked the extra point. So it's tied up. There you go. How about that? Extra point, yeah. So they kicked a field goal the last time they were in a red zone when we were talking. Because it was 17-7. They kicked it, and they must have did something in between that time. Like I said, I'm not watching the game either. So shame on me.
All right, you gotta tell me if I said if somebody throws a pick, I bet you Mateer threw a pick or fumbled, maybe, or they probably just shut him down where they have to punt the ball.
Let's see. Yep, you are dead right. Mateer passed intercepted at the Oklahoma 50 and returned for a touchdown.
That's what's going to cost you the game, homie. I just think that Alabama,
versus Mateer.
Whoever throws the most interceptions or fumble turns the ball over is the one that's going to lose this particular game because they're kind of evenly matched.
Yeah, well, that's just going to go toward Alabama right now because they are the ones that got the pick and the touchdown from the pick. So Oklahoma's down for that point. Tied game. Anything can happen in the second half. I don't think anybody's going to score before 1:15. You never know, though. Speaking of which, though, we are going to shift our focus once again from college to boxing. So we got number 15th ranked, which I still can't get over, Jake Paul going against Anthony Joshua. And let me tell you something. I was watching a lot of the videos, you know, where they were facing off and they were doing their promotion thing. And I'm like, he is huge. That's a huge guy. And Paul was up there just talking stuff to him and stuff. I was like, man, he looks like he could just do this to him, you know, and just.
He's looking at his chest.
Right. Yeah. I was like, he was like talking stuff from looking at this angle. I'm like, dude, man, I don't know. That's not going to be a very happy ending to Jake Paul's day there. If it lasts past
Joshua's looking down like who's your daddy and who's about to bring belt to ass.
Right. He wasn't even saying. He was just, you know, Jake was running his mouth as he usually does, and Josh was just looking at him like. And he had his hand like this, you know, he balled his fist up and he just turned away like, if I hit him now, I might not get to box him because I might knock the crap out of him if I hit him right now. That's kind of like the look he had in his eye. I was like, yeah, just calm down, Josh. Just beat his ass in the ring. That's all you got to do. But yeah,
for those of you out there that has never seen Anthony Joshua box, he fought Francis Ngannou, the MMA fighter, mixed martial arts fighter, and he knocked him out. And Francis Ngannou, for all of you who don't know, he's got a lot of power. He's big, and he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. I mean, cold cock, just on the ground, and put him to sleep.
He got Friday knocked out, huh?
He put him to sleep, sir. He got deboed. For real.
He got demoted. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to put Jake Paul at number 15, you know what? I don't know why you're trying to make him an honest boxer. Yeah, so he's boxing people. And then the one person that he did box that was any good beat him anyway. I'm like, well, why would you? Boxing just is gone. I mean, you put this clown at 15.
Do you have a flush sound effect, B? Because that's what boxing is going.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gone. Let's see.
We need a straight diarrhea sound and a flush. All that down the toilet. That's where boxing is going.
But this is where this is what happened when somebody saw Jake Paul at 15.
Yeah.
And then after Josh gets done with him. Yeah, they're gonna have to come get the ambulance in there and take him away because I just don't see this ending well for Jake. I just don't see it ending well. Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm definitely saying it's rigged if he wins the day. Oh yeah,
right.
Because
he's 6'6", 243 pounds against Jake Paul, who's 6'1", 216. The reach of Anthony Joshua is 82 inches versus 76 inches. The jab alone should keep him away from Joshua. That's just alone. But the knockout power is there. So he got to watch himself. He need to dance and go around the ring because he get in the mix with that dude. He's gonna get knocked. He must run get knocked out.
Josh got some big hands too. I kind of feel like that if he gets in the ring, you know how when you have like small kids, you know, like if you're an adult and the kids are trying to attack you, just hold them by their head, let them swing. That's what I think Joshua was going to do. Just hold them by their head. Yeah, okay, whatever. And it's
it's I think that dude legit.
Yep.
And he's lost some great fights. I mean, he lost 4 fights and 2 of them were to Usyk.
Usyk is the dude, though.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a really good fighter.
Yep.
Yeah, see, if you want to break into the ranks, that's who you should have fought first, Jake. But I'm trying to figure out, first of all, why don't they have him fight the 15th guy to get 15th? You're just gonna put him 15th and let the 15th guy just fall out of the hole. That's bold. I hope
that's because it does not sell. It doesn't sell. Boxing is already in the hole. They don't have a lot of great super fighters in the ring, and so you gotta they looking at what sells. When the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight happened, that sold a lot of money because everybody wanted to see Jake Paul get knocked out by Tyson. And even though I knew better, Tyson was way over the hill at 59, man. But yeah, like all here.
He can beat you up.
Even his forehead has muscles.
Yeah, and then that's fine. But what happens if Jake gets destroyed? Let's say he gets knocked out in the second round. That's just going to mess it up more for boxing, in my opinion. Because then Jake is going to be looking like Jake the Clown instead of Jake, Paul. He's going to need Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, you're going to have to question the legitimacy of the boxing state of where it is now.
And to make him 15th, though, that's just sad. Ugh. Anyway,
partner, we got to agree on that. I agree.
I think I don't know if he packed it in. I think that was just a show. I think Tyson could have beat up on him if he wanted to. I just think it was a payday for Tyson, and it was just a show. And Tyson is, how old is Tyson now? 50-something?
At the time, he was 59, I think.
59 years old. I ain't trying to be, no. I might still got it, but I'm not going to waste my energy hitting you. I just want to get this payday. But anyway, hey, Tyson has done everything, so it's not like Tyson couldn't take a dive anyway. It just don't make a difference to him. He's still relevant.
But he made like 30 million. He made 30 million for that fight or something like that.
Yeah, pretty decent payday. Yeah, he wasn't no slouch in that. This is just a calamity. Whoever put this together is really not desperate for boxing, because this is not going to end well for Jake. I just ain't.
And let's not forget. Let's not forget, this fight wasn't supposed to be with Joshua. It was supposed to be with Tank Davis. And obviously Tank Davis, for whatever personal reason, had to back out of the fight. But yeah, that would have been an interesting fight as well, because we're changing height directions here, going from 6'6" to 5'6" or 5'2", 5'3", whatever he may be. Again, this is buffoonery.
It's something.
Yes.
It's a ish show. That's what it is. Anyway, we're going to go from that to the NBA. If you didn't know, there was an NBA Cup. That's another thing. Stupid. To me, that's stupid. My opinion, is stupid to have an NBA Cup. Why? I know Jack, our Jack, says it's because, they're trying to keep the NBA fresh and not boring throughout the thing. I said, well, if you have ADD, I guess, yes, that would help you. But I'm just, no, not a cup. Come on.
Look, we need not talk about NBA cups. We need to talk about NBA chastity belts to protect your buns.
Oh, you mean from Josh Hart? This character here?
For anybody who doesn't know out there, yes, check this out.
Look at that, thumb and butt. And I don't even
know. So why in the world does Josh Hart giving a thumbs up to Jalen Brunson after winning the NBA Cup over the San Antonio Spurs? What the heck is going on there? Oh,
yeah. When I first saw that, I was kind of lame to not seeing that at first, And then like you made it clear, you say, hey, you should check this out. I was like, dude. I watched a lot of videos in between that time too, at different people were talking about it, different podcasts and stuff were talking about it. It went from somebody, I said that did that to me, I'd be beating the hell out of them. And then another person said, I don't care if you knew me for 20 years. I hope you don't stick your finger in my butt. That's not cool. I wouldn't do that.
Hey, bro.
Even
for real.
After a game too. Oh,
come on.
That's got to be nasty.
Oh, man.
After
that thumb smells like sewage. Man, come on, man. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, the thought process in this type of thing. And not only that, first of all, you're a 30-year-old guy. You just won a game, and that's what's on your mind. You just won. Even though let's talk about the cup not being significant here, but again, Knicks they did something good. I mean, they won a tournament. They won a tournament. They hadn't won a championship since 1975. So this should make everybody feel good except Brunson.
He's walking funny after that game.
Oh my goodness, man.
Right.
Jalen Brunson, thumbs up, buddy.
Yeah, and just the fact that they said they've gone way back since, what you said, Villanova, right? They were at. I don't have no problem. And then they had a press conference after that. I had caught that just separately out of watching all those videos. I caught a press conference they had right after they won the cup. And they were talking about each other. Well, Hart was asked a question, well, how does he feel if Brunson is one of the best players for his height and whatever? And he said he was being funny, obviously, in this whole press conference. He was saying, yeah, he's unathletic. He's a small guy. He kind of trips over himself once in a while, but he manages to get around defense because he's got a big brain because he's got that big old head sitting on his shoulders and stuff like. But then he came to a point where he said, yeah, he's a lot of inches.
Come on.
And he left it like that. I was like, okay, I don't mind if you're gay, okay? But let's not participate the gayness over a press conference. I mean, that would be just as bad as a man doing that to a woman in a press conference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dude, there's a place and a time for that. This is not the place nor the time.
Yeah.
Let's move to the side a little bit.
And it's
right.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, man, the camera caught it's like the thumb came out. So I'm like, what the heck?
It was the thing that was premeditated in the whole thing.
Yes.
It wasn't like he accidentally, he was giving a thumbs up and his thumb came and his ass just happened to land on his thumb. No, that was premeditated thumb up ass.
Brunson, he responded like, what the hell? I was like, what? Who, what? Like, man, I would have turned around with fists balled. I'm just telling you, somebody's going home in a body bag. Super duper, for real.
I had to do a double take on that because I was like, it's kind of like a car accident. You look at it, you don't want to look at it, but it's like, really? What? But they a lot of these podcast people had me rolling on there when they were talking about it. And like the one guy was saying, hey, I would have beat his ass right there on the court. Ain't nobody putting their thumb in my ass. That's what he said. I said, I know that's right. And another
he
podcast
looked too comfortable doing it. That's not the first time. That can't be the first time. That's nah. And the thing is, if you're in a locker room, that's code of ethics, man. we don't we don't play like that where I'm from.
Right.
Man, we everybody. If somebody do something like that, we rolling, we squabbling on the floor, buddy. And you might be laid out to where you sleep. You might be asleep, homie. For
Right.
real.
Car accident involves 2 pink Priuses. Yeah, it was, and you're right, because it was like it was Free Willy.
Nah,
But it was like
too.
it's like he did it to him, and it's like, oh, this happens all the time. He did it to me the other day. What? I mean, that's the response I would feel that if somebody said, "Well, why don't you put your thumb up his ass?" Oh, because he did it to me like 2 days ago.
Oh, come on.
What?
We didn't, and that's the thing. I heard some podcasters like Rob Parker and on the Odd Couple say the thing is everybody's going to forget Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson, when he's playing in the game, fans are going to give him the business. They're going to either give him thumbs up, they're going to give him like a T-shirt with his face like this. There's going to be all kind of things that he's going to get while he's at the free throw line and everything.
The thumbs up,
yeah.
Enough. Everybody. Like, what?
Or two snaps in a circle
and a thumb.
and a thumb. He's going to get all kind of stuff. So
that was the Knicks. That was the Knicks. Yeah, Nate's team. That's what I like to refer to name. In fact, and since I just figured out, I know I'm going to go on and text and this guy that we know named Nate. He likes the Knicks, so I'm going to say, yeah. How would you think about the finger in the butt thing there? That's cool.
They ought to change their name from the Knicks to the PRICKS.
Well, at least I know one thing. He wasn't a thumb sucker.
Oh, man.
That's disgusting, dude. And you said it had to do with something with being juvenile, but yeah, you're right. He's 30 years old. I mean, us as men don't usually. We're always immature. At
goofy stuff, but I mean that's beyond goofy. Ass. Don't come around me basting a turkey, brother. You're gonna get carved up. Yeah, so checking the temperature.
Yeah, that's just. I saw that.
What did you just say about damn what?
He's a damn butt pirates. That's.
Yeah, looking for their booty.
Right. He was hitchhiking. He was hitchhiking in a tunnel of love.
Arr. Looking for me booty.
Exactly. There's so many jokes that can come from this.
It's a wealth of jokes. I'm telling you, you're gonna see fans come out the woodwork with crazy stuff. It's over. That dude, he's stupid. That's from Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah. Wrong hole, fool. He was just sticking his chocolate into the peanut butter.
Oh my goodness.
He was trying to make a Reese cup.
Them boys play for the Packers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they should, because that would be
Fudge
very
Packers.
Appropriate for them. Right. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, for sure. Before, I know we got about 6 minutes. You want to cover the 2 Saturday games, the NFL games?
Oh yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
So we got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Washington. Philadelphia's favored by 7. I really can't say that'll probably be the closest game. Philadelphia should win that game, but I think Washington will play them pretty close. Just the first one. The second one, I think Philadelphia will blow them out. Green Bay is going to Chicago for the rematch for the division title. I think whoever wins this is the one that's going to win, obviously, the division. Green Bay's beat up. Green Bay's lost a lot of people on their offense and defensive side. Zach Tom is going to be out in this game, although he said he was questionable, but the dude was DNP for the last 3 days. That doesn't sound like he's going to be questionable to me. That sounds like he's going to be out. Of course, Micah Parsons is going to be out for the rest of the year with his ACL. And Chicago's having little problems too now. Both their receivers, their top 2 receivers, are going to be out, in Dunze and Burden. So that's going to be a challenge for them as far as offensively is concerned. I mean, I kind of see Chicago winning this game. I just think Chicago they're at a step right now. They're at a step where Ben Johnson's got them playing really well, and they got enough confidence that they could probably win this game. I don't think they're going to blow Green Bay out. Obviously, it's a 1.5 favorite for Chicago, but I just think that they'll probably win this game. And if they do, Green Bay's in a world of hurt because they got to play Baltimore next, and Baltimore's fighting for first place in their division. And I think the last game is against Minnesota, and Minnesota's just trying to play spoiler with everybody. So, Green Bay's got to really pick it up. I don't think they're going to – if they lose this game, I don't think they're going to win another game, to tell you the truth.
So with that said, like you said, Michael Parsons is out. And Rashawn Gary needs to step up because he hadn't had a sack. He's got 7.5, but he hadn't had a sack in like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So this is where he probably needs to step up, and he can get to Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams is maneuverable in that backfield, so he can get around. But I think he's going to have to step up because again, you don't have Michael Parsons in this game, and that hurts them big time. Especially somebody giving you 12.5 sacks. Christian Watson is questionable. He went down with a shoulder injury, I think. But look, on the other side, the Bears defense is a lot better than what they were. And they have Tremaine Edmonds coming back. Excuse me. Tremaine Edmonds is coming back. And one of the guys that used to play for the Saints, DeMarco, I forgot his last name. DeMarco Jackson has been playing out of his mind, man. He's been and I didn't think he was a more of a special team guy for New Orleans and a backup linebacker, but he's been lighting it up. And so their linebacking core is pretty decent there. And all they got to do is really run the ball. Swift is, I think, was questionable, but I think he's going to play. And Manungai not Mafungai, but Manungai is definitely is definitely a great guy to keep the chains moving. And so I like the Bears at home. And in regards to the Eagles, I think the Commanders will play them tough, but man, they hurt. The Commanders are hurting. Jalen Hurts he came off a bad game prior to the Raiders, where he threw 4 interceptions, but then he threw 3 touchdowns with no interceptions against the Raiders. They won 31-0. I think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to feast against that terrible secondary because their best corners are out of the game. They're on the IR, and Marshawn Lattimore and Trey Amos. And so I just think that it's going to be tough sledding for the Commanders, and I think the Eagles should win this one with ease, at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, just another kind of notes on Green Bay's injuries. Josh Jacobs might not play either. He's been 3 games with 3 practices with DNP. It don't look good for him either. Marshawn Lloyd, who was his backup, who hasn't played most of the season because of him, he's out. He's automatically out. So he's supposed to be coming back and playing at least trying to get back in the game, but nope, that's not happening. The only other person that's significant, well, they're all significant, obviously, but the other person that's a star that's significant is Evan Williams, their rookie safety from last year. He has been DNP'd for the last 3 practices, too. That's not looking good. When you're DNP'd so many times, you're going to be out. I don't care if it says questionable behind it. It means you're not playing. And if it's anything, you're doubtful. So, I mean, you could put questionable out there. Oh, but if you're not practicing any of those days, you're not getting anything in. And this is a division game. This is no out of conference game. This is a division game. You need to be playing these games. And if you can't play them, you need to be sitting out. But dude, I can't give Green Bay green light in this one. I just can't. I think Chicago's got that one. And Philadelphia, Philadelphia can win as many games as they want to. They're going to get put out in the first round anyway because they're not playing any inspired football right now. I just don't see it. On that note, thank you for all who had commented and came in here and saw us on this podcast. We will see you next Friday, hopefully with Sonia. And maybe I hope a couple other people that were supposed to be coming on here. Fern, Kevo. Anyway, whatever it is. Yeah, right. Looking all over the place for you. But anyway, that's why we hold it down. You're right, Robbie. We are the dynamic duo because we always hold it down. So for BA and James Martin, y'all have a good night. We will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the debate show with Jack. We'll have some good topics for you. Good night, folks.
See you.
Watch them games.